Hi guys. Okay, this is my first try at this, so I just want to warn you in advance. We might get interrupted by sounds of dogs barking, sound of mother crying, help, help, because I'm taking care of my mom, and so that might happen. So today's lecture, and I'll be posting these every week. That's what I'm going to aim for on YouTube. We'll have a channel, and I'll just post them up there, and then you can go back and look at them. Today's lecture is going to be on pathos and logos. So we've done some of this already. So the way I want you to think about it is this. The logos is the what, okay, what you're saying, and the pathos is the how, okay? So, for example, I'm going to read you a little bit from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, just a little excerpt to illustrate what I'm saying. So, he says, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. So, that's one line, and there's so much packed into that one line. So we have our logos. Our logos is what he is hoping for, okay? What he hopes the country will achieve, okay? And the logos is in the fact that yes, at that time, children and people in this nation were judged by the color of their skin, okay? To varying degrees in different parts of the country, of course. But that was, in fact, true. So that's grounded in logos. Now, the pathos is in the way he renders it or the way he does it. So something like the content of their character. That is a lovely use of alliteration, the repetition of the sounds. Okay. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. Okay? So, we have logos here, interposition and nullification. These pertain to laws, racist laws, segregating laws at that time. And then we have our pathos, which is the way, again, it is rendered or done. The lips dripping, he doesn't just say, the governor talking about it. It's the lips dripping with these words. So, you can have fun with pathos. Pathos is where you have your poetry. That's where you can get specific, as Natalie Goldberg said. And that's where you can get into your imagery and your details. So, the example I always use in class is if you're writing about one of my favorite topics, animal rights, right? And you want to persuade people to stop eating meat or cut down on meat, or at least become aware of what's happening in slaughterhouses. You talk about what's going on there. What is actually going on. These cows, these pigs are confined, all right? They have, pussy things on their bodies, illnesses, infections. There's the dog barking. Pathos. So all of those things are true. They're treated very badly. There are videos proving this, and that's why it's logos, because it's based in fact. There's evidence. But then the pathos is how you talk about it, how you talk about the way that they're confined, the way that they're treated, right? The language, the imagery that you use. Okay, so what I would like for you to do is I'm going to send some links to some videos. One will be something that's been going around online recently. That is very heavy on pathos. It's actually a song by this British, or like a spoken word piece by this British spoken word artist, and it's set to music and then video, and it's adapted to relate to this whole coronavirus crisis and a lot of the stress of that. But then there's this beautiful message too. So I'm going to send that, and then I'll send another. I'm not sure quite sure what yet, like maybe a video of a speech, something, and I want you to look at those and just, if you would, in your response in the assignment, talk about where you see pathos and where, if anywhere, you see logos. Because, you know, sometimes more creative pieces like songs, like poetry, will be heavy on pathos. Commercials are very heavy on pathos. You're not going to have as much logos. You know, drink a Coke and everything will be great, right? So, look for both. The pathos will be more obvious. See if you can find logos in there too. So logos is logic. And logos is going to be anything from common sense to just plain facts. It's going to be some kind of support, evidence. It's grounded in reality. It's grounded in things that we know. It'll be cause-effect relationships, right? So like, you know, if you put your hand on a stove, you're going to get burned, right? That's logos. And that also connects to common sense. So logos is, you know, a whole combination of stuff. So look for the logos in there. If you can find any, name it, where it is, you know, like in this line or in this section, there's logos. If you can't find any, you can't. So I will do that, and then we'll do some writing assignments also related to logos and pathos. There's also ethos, which we won't talk as much about at all. Maybe a little bit this semester, but not as much. Ethos is just where you make the reader or the listener trust you, your audience trust you. So, for example, Martin Luther King had ethos because of who he was. He was a very powerful and reputable presence at that time. So, and he was a minister, and he was a speaker, so he automatically had ethos. So it's a little trickier. We won't talk about it as much, but you know, the trick here is bringing it into academic writing. So look for it in these clips that I send you, and then want to try to play around with it and look for it in academic writing. So academic articles that I send you, and then in your own academic pieces. So this is all going towards giving you skills to use, hopefully for life. You know, you can use this in many different areas of your life, of course, but more immediately for this class in your persuasive essays. Okay? All right. Have a good day. Stay safe. Mask up. Wash up. 20 seconds, right? 20 seconds. Happy birthday song when you wash your hands, and they say that washing the hands is actually more effective than sanitizer. And there are all these videos too on how to sanitize your packages. Just look them up. There's some good ones. You know, after you go to the store, because this virus can live on plastic and cardboard and all that. Okay, all right.